Omer Shem Tov es un joven israelí de 22 años que estuvo 505 días secuestrado por Hamas en la Franja de Gaza. Esta semana está aquí en México y hoy pude entrevistarlo. Aquí la primera parte de la conversación. Could you please take us back to that day, the 7th of October 2023? What do you remember of that day?
Yeah, so, you know, I'm 22 years old. Back then I was 20-year-old. Like any other kids that are 20-year-old, me and my friends, we like to party. And we went to a festival, the Nova Music Festival. And over there I met a lot of my friends, including Maya Regev and Ori Danino. And, you know, for us, we're at a party, we're having fun, we're dancing. And on 6:29 a.m., Hamas started to attack Israel. At first, we saw missiles in the sky. Now, you know, for Israelis, for us, it's very usual that every now and then there is an attack on Israel. So we did not panic or anything. They turned off the music and they told us to evacuate to the parking lot. And we walked to the parking lot. We didn't scream, we didn't run or anything. And I can tell that all of my friends, they left with their vehicles, except Maya, Itai, and myself. We got inside the vehicle and we started driving, and we got inside this traffic lane. And suddenly I hear this girl speaking on the phone with her friend, and she's screaming, "My friend, she's been shot, she's been shot. Someone call an ambulance." And at this part, we abandoned our vehicles. We just started running for our lives. I remember us running in this big field, open field, hearing gunshots everywhere, from the north and the east and the west and the south. Everywhere we go to, we just try to survive, try to stay alive. While we're running in the open field, you can see people just dropping down to the floor, getting shot, dead bodies everywhere. And at some point while we're running, I get a phone call, and it's an unknown number, and I answer the phone, and it's Ori Danino. Ori Danino, I've only met him a few hours before the party, and he gets my number from my friend, and he tells me Ori already left the danger zone. He was in a safe zone, and he calls me, tells me, "Omer, send me your location. I'm coming to get you." And Ori went back inside the danger zone, and he stopped right next to us after we recognized his vehicle. Maya and Itai, they went in the back, Maya and Itai Regev, and I sat right next to him at the passenger side. And we start driving, and we go on this road, we take a right turn, and as we turn right, suddenly I can see two vehicles of the Hamas, two pickup trucks. They block the road, and immediately they open fire towards us. I remember just crouching and hearing Maya at the back. She was on the phone with her father, and she's screaming, "Dad, I've been shot, I've been shot. I'm about to die. I love you, I love you." And I can see Ori Danino is opening the door, and he starts running away. And unfortunately, Ori Danino, first of all, he survived, and after 3 hours he was captured by Hamas. And he was murdered in Hamas captivity after 11 months in captivity. And his body was brought back to Israel. And I remember the shooting stops after maybe a minute. And I raise my head up, and I raise my hands in the air. I see two terrorists coming to the vehicle with their rifles pointing at us. One of them, he comes right next to me to the passenger side, and he starts breaking the window. The other one comes from the driver's side, and he pulls me out from the driver's side. He pushes me to the ground, and he starts beating me on the ground, spits on me, ties my hands behind my back.
During captivity, what were the hardest moments? I imagine all the time is hard, but the hardest moments that you lived?
I had a period of time that it was very hard. It started when Maya and Itai, they were released at the first phase of the deal. And I stayed alone. Immediately I was brought down to tunnels. The first tunnel I visited in was It was 40 meters down under the ground. And I remember walking down the tunnel for like an hour and 15 minutes. And then I got to this small cell. Inside this cell, I couldn't stand up. They pushed me inside the cell, and I remember the cell was so small I couldn't stand up and I couldn't spread my arms out. And they closed the cell door, and they walk away. And as they walk away, they had flashlights on their heads. And as they walk away, it suddenly becomes pitch black. There is darkness that I've never experienced before in my life. For 50 days straight, I was inside this small cell. I was starved there. I was treated like a dog. Not long ago, there was a video published by Hamas of an hostage. His name is Aviatar David. In the video, you can see Aviatar David inside the tunnel. He's shirtless, and you can see he's very, very skinny. I remember that I was at this point once.
You were like
Yeah,
him.
I was like this. You see, this is him.
Yes.
And you can see comparison. This is the Holocaust survivors. They're almost the same.
How do you manage the hope and strength inside?
For me, it's first of all, it's faith in God. My faith in God became really strong from the first day of the 7th. It became really strong. And it's also me knowing that my parents, my family, they are home safe. Knowing, I knew and I believed that I'll go back home. I had no doubts. Of course, I had no doubts that I'll go back home. So
So you never surrender?
I never surrendered. And I never played a victim as well.
What do you remember from the day that you finally got released?
It's the best day of my life, you know. I remember the way out of the tunnel with them. And I remember the long drive in Gaza. We drove in Gaza for hours and hours inside the vehicle. I remember walking up on this stage, this ceremony. They do this ceremony. I remember going to an IDF safe zone, driving to an IDF safe zone inside Gaza. I remember walking out of the vehicle to see a lot of soldiers looking at me, and I look at them back. I remember crossing the border to Israel. I remember seeing my family for the first time, my mom and my dad. And we ran up to each other, hugging and crying. It's the happiest day of my life. It's pure happiness. After 505 days in darkness, in danger, being released, during this time that I was in captivity, those 505 days, I didn't allow myself to cry.
You didn't cry inside?
I didn't allow myself to cry.